Thank you. Off record.
I'll let you know as soon as she's here. Can you tell the jury what you do for a living?
Yes, I work for the Anchorage Police Department. I am the dispatch clerk. I have a lot of things that I do. I take care of the 911 calls. I serve as the custodian for the 911 calls for the Anchorage Police Department. I make copies of 911 calls for court, and I come to testify. I also make copies of 911 calls for various agencies and citizens as they're requested through the proper protocols. And I take care of false alarm billing for the entire municipality of Anchorage.
And how long have you done that work?
Well, I've been at APD for 26 years, and I've been doing what I currently am doing for 24 of those.
Okay. Does being the 911 dispatch supervisor bring you to court often?
So just to clarify, I'm not a supervisor. I'm a dispatch clerk, and used to it was the supervisors that would come, but it's more feasible for me to come because I'm not attached to a phone. We're not interrupting the 911 phone calls that come in by taking someone off the floor. So I come, and yes, this is part of my job that I do.
Okay. And when you're requested to bring records or bring calls to court, what process do you go through to do that?
So all of our calls are automatically saved. All phone calls that come into the Anchorage Police Department are saved. They come into the dispatch center, and it's saved on a secure server. I have a computer program that I enter in the dates and the times, and I utilize our CAD, which is the computer-aided dispatch, that will tell me the exact dates and times of the phone calls, and that enables me to pull that exact phone call for each case or multiple calls for each case.
Okay. And those, it sounds like, are stored and maintained in the regular course of APD's business?
Yes.
And what you have brought with you is a true and accurate copy of the calls that came in on the dates that we requested?
Yes.
Okay. For what 2 dates were you requested to bring calls for?
I will have to refer to the CAD that I brought with me. August 6th, 2023, and August 7th, 2023.
Okay, and we'll take those in order, but first, tell me what the CAD is.
The CAD is it's our dispatch program that we use to keep track of the phone calls that come in. So it will show the dates and the times. It'll show the callers, the address of the incident that's occurring. It'll show names. It shows when the caller comes in, our call taker will take that information that they're being told and they'll type it in. And then that information then can be seen by our dispatchers, who then in turn will dispatch police officers. It's also used to keep track of the officers, things that they say, and that sort of thing. And it's going to be not typed word for word because, you know, people talk fast and that can be impossible. But it's and that also helps with having the recording on hand, because then you can get everything. But it keeps track of what our officers are doing, where they're going, what time they're on scene, and it's pretty involved.
Okay, and CAD is an acronym, CAD. What does it stand for?
Computer-aided dispatch.
Okay, and what you've brought with you is a true and accurate record of the computer-aided dispatch for August 6th and August 7th for the 2 cases that we asked for?
Yes.
Okay. If I may approach, Judge.
Yes.
I'm going to mark the front page of that as State's Exhibit 3. And move to admit for demonstrative purposes, meaning that won't go back to the jury, but in the event that somebody needs to reference it later, it's in the record.
Judge, may we approach?
Yes.
Okay, so admitted as a demonstrative.
It's admitted as a demonstrative.
Okay. And so Let's turn our attention to August 6th, 2023. Was a report of shots fired or shot fired made to the Anchorage Police Department?
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled.
Yes.
Okay. And what time did that call come in?
I will refer to the CAD. It came in on August 6th,
Objection,
2000.
hearsay.
Please approach. Overruled.
So what time did that call come in?
It came in on August 6th, 2023 at 2:46:43 a.m. We keep it down to the second.
Okay. And who was the caller?
I'm going to reference the CAD here. The caller was Taylor Engstrom. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Okay. And did he provide an address where the shots fired call was heard from?
Yes, he provided, do you want me to say the address?
Please.
Yes, he provided 5215 Mockingbird Drive.
Okay. And now, was that call recorded by dispatch?
Yes.
Okay. And have you brought with you and previously reviewed that call?
Yes.
Okay. Have you reviewed the first portion of that on my computer?
Yes.
Okay. And does it comport with what you reviewed in preparation
Yes.
for today?
Yes.
Okay. I've marked that as State's Exhibit 1, Judge. How long is that call approximately?
Oh, my goodness. I'm not sure. A couple minutes?
Okay. Short.
Yes.
Okay. And is that a true and accurate copy of the call that was taken by APD?
Yes.
Okay. And when APD takes that call, when folks listen to it, is there sometimes small breaks that sound like dead space?
Yes, and it doesn't happen on all calls, but it can happen. The way that the recording equipment is set up is there's a certain threshold of volume, and if the speaking or if there's silence falls below that threshold, it'll temporarily stop recording, and it's designed to save space on the server, but it immediately picks back up once it reaches up to that. And I don't recall if that happened in this specific call or not, but
okay.
it
But if
can
the
happen.
jury were to hear that in either of the 911 calls, nobody's edited these?
No, I can't edit them from, I have to, when I come to court, it has to be a 100% true copy.
Okay. I'll move at this point for the admission of what I've marked as State's Exhibit 1.
Any objection?
May we approach?
Yes. It's admitted. You may publish.
Anchorage, please dispatch.
Hi, my name's Taylor Engstrom. I'd like to report I think I just heard a shot. I'm over at Alpine Apartments off of Brayton.
Okay. And how long ago was that you heard it?
Like maybe 30 seconds ago. It sounded pretty loud. I have all my windows closed, and it sounded pretty near to the property.
Okay, from what direction?
It honestly sounded like it went off in the courtyard down here, in the middle of the building. It sounded, so I would be trying to...
Okay, is that like in the complex itself?
Not like in the comp, but like, well, yeah, I guess, but not inside, just outside in the middle area of the building. I don't know how to describe it exactly.
Okay, and you said it was how many shots?
I heard one.
Okay, and you said a few minutes ago?
Yeah, it was pretty loud. If I had to guess, it sounded like a 9mm, but
okay, did you hear anything else or see anything after that?
No, I didn't really want to duck my head over the window just in case there was. Yeah.
Gotcha. And then, Taylor, how did you spell your last name?
Engstrom, E-N-G-S-T-R-O-M.
All right, and this phone number you're calling from, the 907-215-1624, is that a good phone number for you?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. All right, I'll go ahead and get a call over. We'll get somebody out there to check it out as soon as available. If you see or hear anything else, just go ahead and give us a call back, okay?
All right, thank you, sir. Have a good night.
Thank you, too. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Now, remind me the entry time for that.
So it was picked up in dispatch at 2:46:43 a.m. It was entered into CAD at 2:48:12 a.m. Do you want to know what time it was dispatched or no?
Yep, and then so what does the dispatcher do with that information?
So they air it on the radio and dispatch officers out to check the area.
Okay, and was anything ever reported from that?
No, 2 officers went out on scene, and one of the officers said over the radio, clear, nothing seen or heard.
Okay, and who were the 2 officers that went out on scene?
The 2 officers were Officer Dustin Boynton and Officer Matthew Hall.
Okay, so I would like to turn your attention then to the next day, August 7th. And you've brought another call from that day?
Yes.
Okay. And what time did that call come in?
Looking at the CAD, it came in on August 7th, 2023 at 17:32:34, which is 5:32:34 p.m.
And who placed that call?
Well, there were 2 people on the line. Initially, it was a female. And I'm sorry, I don't have her name on here. It doesn't look like.
That's okay.
And then a male got on the phone, and it was Zarrius Hildabrand.
Okay. And was that a much lengthier conversation than the one we just heard?
Yes.
Okay. A little over 12 minutes?
Yes.
Okay. And have you reviewed that 911 call in anticipation for trial?
Yes.
Okay. And is what's on State's Exhibit 2 a true and accurate representation of that call that you pulled from 911 dispatch?
Yes.
Okay. I'd move at this point for the admission of State's Exhibit 2.
No objection.
Did you say no objection?
Correct.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. It's admitted?
And may I publish,
You
Judge?
may.
Anchorage Police Dispatch. Hi, I think my friend is missing. Okay. And why do you think she's missing, or he or she's missing? I haven't spoken to her in 2 days, and her husband hasn't heard from her in over a day, like 30 hours now. Okay, and is there a reason why her husband is not reporting her as missing? And her husband's with me. Okay. Have you checked with the hospitals and jails at this point? Yeah, I've called all the hospitals. We called the jail. We spoke to her employer. We asked everyone we know. Give me just a second. And who was the last person to see her? Her husband? Okay. All right. When she... Can I talk for work? Or you can put me on speaker if you'd like. You can talk to him. Okay.
Hello?
Hey, so your wife is missing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and when was the last time that you talked to her or had contact with her?
The last time I saw her was Sunday morning.
Okay, so yesterday.
At around 10.
Okay, 10 a.m.
Yes.
Okay, and what's her name?
Zarrius Hildabrand, Saria Hildabrand.
And spell her first name for me again one more time, sorry.
Saria.
Okay. What's her date of birth?
September 6, 2001.
Okay, and have you tried to contact her at all since then, or is this unusual behavior for her?
This is, I would say, very unusual behavior, and I don't have a way of contacting her because when she left her phone in our apartment.
Okay, and where was she, do you know where she was heading out to? Is it unusual for her to leave her phone behind?
It's definitely unusual for her to leave her phone, but she was going to work.
Okay.
She wanted to walk to work, so, and it's like a 20-minute walk, so she decided she wanted to walk that morning.
And I'm not finding her. Is she from here? Did you guys recently move here?
No, ma'am. She's from Utah.
Okay. Did she ever get a driver's license or an ID here in Alaska?
The only thing she has is a military ID, but I believe she also got that in Utah.
Okay. So is she military?
Yes, ma'am. She's National Guard.
Okay. And have you contacted her employer yet? Did she show up for work?
I already contacted her employer, and they haven't seen her since the last time she worked.
Okay. Where does she work at?
Bread and Brew.
Okay. Okay. And what's the address of where she was last seen? Would this be your apartment?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What's that address?
5210 Mockingbird Drive.
And is that a house or apartment?
It's an apartment. Apartment number 13.
Okay. And you said she walked to work. Does she not have a vehicle?
No, so we went out the night before, and we were both kind of woke up a little intoxicated, and neither of us felt comfortable to drive her to work, so she just decided to walk instead.
Okay. So she was walking to Bread and Brew from your address, 5210 Mockingbird Drive.
Yes, ma'am.
And is that normally how she gets to work?
No, usually either one of us will drive, but like I said, neither of us felt comfortable enough to drive, so just wanted to make sure no one got hurt.
Okay, gotcha. And what time did she leave, around 10 a.m. or yesterday?
Around 10, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And when you called her work, did they just say that she never showed up?
Yeah, they said that she never showed up.
Okay. Can I get your name, please?
Yes, ma'am. Zarrius Hildabrand, Zarrius.
And I'm just making sure I'm spelling your last name right. So it's Hildabrand.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did she have any place that she would go normally, or I know you said this is unusual behavior, but do you guys have any family in town maybe possibly that she stayed with, or?
No, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay. All right, and do you have I'm not finding you in our system either. Did you just move here from Utah too?
No, ma'am. I'm from Kentucky, but I'm stationed at J-Bear.
Okay. Do you have a social for me? Just need some personal information from you.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay.
405 5 259-9970.
And where are you right now for officer contact? Are you at your apartment?
No, ma'am, but I can be there relatively soon.
Okay. When is that?
Within the next 10 minutes.
Okay. 5210 Mockingbird tracking at 13. Just a second. Okay, if you want to start heading that way and give us a call back when you get there, and that way we can load a call for officers to come contact you.
Yes, sir, that's fine.
Moment. And if you can, what race is she? Just because I don't have her in my system, so I need her height, weight, like that. So what race is she? White, Black, Native, Hispanic?
Half white, half Asian.
Okay. Does she look Asian or does she look white?
Like dead center between the both of them.
Okay. And how tall is she?
5'8".
Okay. And how much does she weigh?
About 160.
Okay. What color is her hair?
Brown with blonde highlights. Black.
Dark brown with blonde underneath.
Okay, dark blonde with like shading of blonde underneath.
Okay. And what's her eye color?
Green.
And does she have any scars, marks, or tattoos?
Yes, ma'am. She has tattoos.
Okay. What and where on her body?
She has a snake, some Mongolian lettering, an alien.
Okay.
Give me a second. An alien and on her right arm.
Okay, and does she have any issues with alcohol or drugs?
No, ma'am.
Okay, does she take any medications?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And does she have any mental health issues or anything like that?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Has she ever said that she wanted to kill herself or made any suicidal statements at all?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And what's her phone number? And
Her phone number?
left her phone at home, but yeah.
208. 320-1786.
And what's your phone number?
270-401-9695.
And just to clarify, I know that your her friend said that she called all the hospitals. Have you reached out to all three hospitals? They have the Canadian Medical Center, Providence, and Regional?
Yes, ma'am. We've reached out to all three.
Oh, okay. And the jail, too?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, and I think I have everything. And just for clarification, is there, so you said that she she never showed up for work. Is there a reason why you guys are just calling in right now?
I just wanted to make sure that, like, it wasn't a freak accident, if that makes sense.
What does that mean?
Like, that she didn't get lost or something on the way there.
Okay. And what time did you, I guess, end up calling her work yesterday?
I would say like 6:30.
And I know you said that, sorry for all the questions. She doesn't have any friends or family in town, but have you guys checked with anybody that she could possibly be staying with already?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. And go ahead and just give us a call when you get home, and that way we can put in a call for you to speak with an officer, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
All right, bye.
And was an officer ultimately dispatched to Mr. Hildebrand's home?
Yes.
And what officer is attached to that call?
Let me refer to the CAD. That was Officer Kent Zhang.
Okay. And the state expects Officer Zhang to testify tomorrow, Judge. That's all the questions I have for this witness.
All right, thank you. Counsel?
Good morning, Ms. Sapp.
Good morning.
Just some brief questions. On, at 2:47 a.m. on 8/6/2023, you were not in the bedroom of Mr. Hildebrand or Zarrius Hildabrand?
Was I what?
You were not in the bedroom of their residence?
No.
No. Okay. You were not in their apartment?
No. I don't know them, just for the record.
Yeah. Thank you. You were not in the building?
No.
You did not see who pulled the trigger that night?
No.
Okay. You were not the 911 dispatcher who took those calls?
No.
Okay. Nothing further. Thank you.
Thank you. Any redirect?
No, thank you, Judge.
Yeah, thank you for your testimony.
Thank you.
Please step down.
May I get our next witness from the...
Please.
And the state is prepared to call Marie Wentz as the next witness in this case. And if I may approach, Judge, the state has courtesy copies for defense as well as the court.
Please.
I do. Thank you. You can be seated. And if you can please state and spell your first and last name for the record. Marie Wentz, M-A-R-I-E-W-E-N-Z.
Wentz, how are you today?
Good.
How long have you lived in Alaska?
5 years this September.
And did you live in Anchorage that entire time?
Yes.
What do you do for work?
I'm an administrative assistant for a sewer company.
And do you know Zarrius Hildabrand?
Yes.
How did you know her?
She was my best friend.
When did you meet Zarrius?
January, February of 2023,
How did you meet her?
through mutual friends.
What was it like when you met her?
Overruled.
What was it like when you met
Could you,
her?
I'm sorry, can you pull the microphone up a little bit? And Ms. Brewster, you're going to have to speak up when you...
we approach?
No need to approach, I'm just asking you please speak up when you...
I am asking to approach.
and approach.
So as I was asking, what was it like when you met Soraya?
I met her at a house party. She was kind of reserved and then really, really nice to me.
And did you guys get close after that?
Yeah.
And Your Honor, if I may approach with State's Exhibits 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15.
Yes.
Ms. Buns, can you take a look at those and tell me if you recognize those photographs?
Yes, they're photos that I took of her and I.
Okay, let's go exhibit by exhibit.
Okay.
So looking at Exhibit 5, you took that photograph of you and Soraya?
Yes.
Is that true and accurate when you took it?
Yes.
Exhibit 6,
A photo I took of her.
and what was the kind of environment of that photo?
We had gone to the lake with my dog and we were taking photos.
Are you able to, is that true and accurate to when you went that day?
Yes.
Are you able to see pretty big tattoos on Soraya's back in that photo?
Yeah, those photos of her wings.
And can we keep going? So Exhibit 7, is that a true and accurate photo?
Yes.
And where were you guys?
We were at the gym.
Can you all see more of her tattoos in those photos?
Yeah, the photos on, or the tattoos on her arms.
Exhibit 8,
A photo of her and Zarrius.
did you take that the night of August 5th, 2023?
I don't believe I took that photo. One of our friends did.
Were you present when it was taken?
Yes.
Is it true and accurate to when they had the pickle rick?
Yes.
The next exhibit, which one is that?
A photo of Soraya and Hannah, I believe her name is.
Is that Exhibit 9?
Yes.
Is that also from that night?
Yes.
Were you present for around that time of that photo?
That was in the car, yeah.
Is it true and accurate?
Yes.
Exhibit 10?
Photo of Zarrius and Hannah's husband.
Is that true and accurate? Were you also present for that?
Yes.
Exhibit 11?
A photo of me with Soraya in the corner.
Was that when you guys were at Willowa on August 6th?
Yes.
Is that true and accurate?
Yes.
And Exhibit 12?
A photo of Soraya and me at Willowa.
True and accurate?
Yes.
Exhibit 13?
Another photo of Soraya and me at Willowa.
Is that true and accurate?
Yes.
Exhibit 14?
It is a screenshot of my call log from Soraya.
And did you take that screenshot?
Yes.
Is it true and accurate?
Yes.
And finally, Exhibit 15?
Another screenshot of a phone call from Soraya.
And is that true and accurate?
Yes.
Your Honor, the state would move to omit States Exhibit 5 through 15 at this time.
Counsel, subject to your objection. Okay. They're admitted?
Permission to publish,
They
Judge.
may publish.
So before I put Exhibit 5 up on the screen, did you guys talk frequently after you became friends?
Yes.
How would you communicate with her?
Through Snapchat and Instagram.
Up on the screen, I have States Exhibit 5. You previously described that's a previous photo of you and her.
Yes.
Would you guys take a lot of photos together?
Yeah.
On the screen is Exhibit 6. Is that lake day you were talking about?
Yes.
And in that, what tattoos of hers are visible again?
The wings on her back, the skeleton wings.
How do you know the defendant, Zarrius Hildabrand?
Soraya's husband. I met them at the same time.
Were you friends with him?
Friendly with him.
Can you explain that a little more? What do you mean?
Like I was friends with Soraya, and then he would be around, and we would do things together because he was her husband.
How was their relationship from what you observed?
Looked amicable to me. They were nice to each other. They were pretty sweet. They didn't really fight in public.
Okay. And then what was Soraya's demeanor in the weeks around and coming up to August 6th, 2023?
Her same demeanor. She was happy. Nothing really out of the ordinary. She was excited for Zarrius' birthday coming up and planning for it the week before.
When you knew her in Alaska, did she ever express any suicidal ideations in any way?
No.
So on the screen I have Exhibit 7, and that's the photo where you can see the tattoos on her arm. Is that correct?
Yes.
On the screen is Exhibit 8. Can you tell me about that?
That was at Dave & Buster's, kind of towards the end before we left. They had won a pickle Rick, which is like the one thing that Soraya wanted that night.
Okay. And I'll come back to Dave & Buster's just a bit. Were you with Soraya that morning?
Yes.
What were you guys doing?
We went to the gym, we went to the store, then we went to I dropped her off at the apartment, and then I left.
And why did you guys go to the store that day? For anything in particular?
She wanted to get stuff for Zarrius' birthday.
Did you see what she ended up making or giving him?
It was like a beer cake and streamers.
Did you go, you said you had taken her back to her apartment and then you left?
Yeah.
Did you end up at her apartment again later that evening?
Yes.
Was that at 5210 Mockingbird Drive, Unit 13?
Yes.
And when you got back later that evening, who was there?
It was me, Soraya, and Zarrius.
Was Isaac Mahonen also there?
He met us at Dave & Buster's.
Okay. What was the environment like at the apartment before you went to Dave & Buster's?
It was a little bit awkward at first, and then it got more relaxed. We were having more fun and drinking a little bit.
How was it awkward?
They had just had like a disagreement about her decorating for his birthday.
Can you tell us more about that?
She said that he didn't like that she had put up decorations and made an effort to decorate the apartment for his birthday.
Did you hear him say anything when you got there about how he was feeling?
Not that I remember.
Do you remember anything about his demeanor when you got there?
It was like reserved, and then he started drinking, so he was happier.
And then you said you went to Dave & Buster's after that, is that correct?
Yeah.
Was that a little later in the evening?
Yeah.
And how was Dave & Buster's?
It was good. I played pool with Isaac Mulholland, and they walked around the arcade area playing games and winning tickets.
And is that when she was going for the pickle Rick? Was there a large group of people there?
It was like 6 or 7 people, I think.
Okay. Do you recall who that was?
Soraya, Zarrius, Hannah's husband, Toby, Kelly, and Farrar.
You said Toby, Kelly, and Farrar.
Yeah.
As far as first name, do you know it?
I don't.
Okay. Was there anyone named Logan Calhoun there that you recall?
I don't remember Calhoun being there.
Okay. So at Dave & Buster's, how was Soraya and the defendant from what you were observing?
They were having fun. They were laughing, smiling, kind of just enjoying the moment.
Up on the screen, I have State's Exhibit 9. Did you ultimately all leave Dave & Buster's?
Yeah.
Did some of you go back to the Mockingbird apartment?
Yeah. Hannah, me, Hannah's husband, Soraya, Zarrius, and Isaac.
Up on the screen is Exhibit 10. Who is that proposing possibly a hat to the defendant?
Hannah's husband, I think his name is Zach.
And then before I get to Exhibit 11, after the apartment, where did you guys go?
We went to Willowa.
And who all went to Willowa?
Me, Isaac, Soraya and Zarrius, and Farrar met us there.
Was Calhoun there at that point that you recall?
I don't remember.
Okay. How was Willowa? What was everybody doing?
Clubbing. We were there to celebrate a birthday party, so we went, got drinks, we were dancing, having fun, and drinking more.
Where was Soraya?
She was with me.
Where was the defendant?
He was hanging out with Farrar more than anything, and then like meeting up with us again.
How was the vibe between the group at Willowa?
Good. Everyone was being nice and having fun.
Up on the screen, I have Exhibit 11. Is that a photo with you?
Yes.
Is that corner of the face, who is that?
Soraya.
Okay. Exhibit 12, it's a little dark. Are you able to see who that is?
Yeah, Soraya and me.
Exhibit 13.
Soraya and me.
And were you guys dancing?
Yes.
And were all of these photos that we just talked about taken at Willowa at this point? And then Exhibit 13 is up on the screen. What ultimately made you guys leave Willowa?
It was kind of getting like towards the end of the night, and Zarrius wanted to go to Gaslight.
Okay. And did the group go?
Yeah.
How did you guys get there?
We walked.
And what happened when you got to Gaslight?
Isaac and I got into Gaslight, and then I got a call from Soraya that said that Zarrius was too drunk to get in.
Okay. And when he walked over, what did you observe about him?
He was kind of behind me, but he was like stumbling a little bit and leaning on Soraya a little bit.
Was he still talking to everybody in the group?
Yeah, he was slurring his words, but yeah.
Did he know who you were?
Yeah.
Did he know who his friends were?
Yes.
And did he know who Soraya was?
Yes.
Did you go back out when you got that call from Soraya?
Yes.
Do you recall when you got back outside when the defendant wasn't let in, did he say anything?
Not that I remember.
So after he wasn't let in, what did you guys do next?
We called an Uber to go back to the apartment.
The Mockingbird apartment?
Yes.
Who was in the Uber?
Me, Isaac, Soraya, and Zarrius.
And how was the Uber ride?
Kind of silent, like we were talking, but Zarrius was getting a little sick while still talking.
Okay. How did you said he was still talking?
Yeah.
Did he end up getting sick in the Uber?
Yes.
What did he say after he did that?
He said sorry.
Did he apologize to you?
Kind of just like everyone in the car, I guess.
Okay. Do you guys ultimately make it back to the Mockingbird apartment?
Yes.
Was that after 1 a.m.?
Yes.
And did you go inside?
No.
Where did Soraya and the defendant go?
They went into the apartment.
Was he walking on his own 2 feet?
Yeah, I mean, he was leaning against Zarrius, but he was walking.
She wasn't having to, like, carry him like a wedding?
No.
Okay. Where did you and Isaac go?
We went back to my apartment.
Did you send any messages to Zarrius when you got home?
I sent a message saying that we had made it back to my apartment.
Was that in text or something else?
A Snapchat.
When is the next time you reached out to Zarrius?
I Snapchatted her the next morning around 10, I think, asking how Zarrius felt.
Did you see any missed calls or anything?
I didn't at that time.
Okay, we'll come back to that. So around 10 that morning, kind of late morning, what did you send the snap to Zarrius, I'm sorry?
I sent a snap saying, how is Z feeling? And I got a snap back of his face with a thumbs up.
And that was to her phone on her Snap account?
Her Snapchat account, yes.
What did you send next?
About an hour later, I sent them a Snapchat asking if they wanted to get brunch.
And did you get a response?
I got a response from him on her account saying that she had gone to work and forgot her phone.
Okay. And just to clarify one more time, the thumbs up, you said whose face was in that picture?
Zarrius' face.
And did it have any text on it?
It was just a thumbs up.
Okay, so his face from her account with a thumbs up?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, I apologize, I asked you, you reached out about lunch. What did he say?
He responded on her account saying that she had gone to work and had forgotten her phone.
And at that point, what did you think?
I thought it was weird because she told me she was going to call out, but wasn't really thinking about it too much in the moment.
Okay. Did you ever know Zarrius to forget her phone?
No.
Can you explain that a little more?
We're attached to our phones. She was really no exception, especially because she had family not in Alaska, and also just talking to people through social media all the time.
Were you guys constantly talking on socials?
Yes.
Would that be Instagram, Snapchat?
Yeah.
Things like that? Was it normally text or no?
Between her and I?
Yes.
Just Snapchat and Instagram.
So after lunch was declined, saying that she forgot her phone, what was the next time you reached out to Zarrius?
I Snapchatted her around 7:30 asking when she wanted to go to the gym.
And why did you wait until 7:30?
Because that's the normal time that we went to the gym.
And did you guys normally coordinate?
Yes.
Did you hear back from her?
I heard back from Zarrius from her account saying that he had not picked her up from work yet.
What did you think when you got that response?
I thought it was weird because she usually got off work around 7:30.
Did you hear back from Zarrius or the defendant on Zarrius' phone again that night?
Not that night.
Did you reach out again?
The next morning.
And what did you say?
I sent her a message on Instagram.
And what was the general question or vibe of that message?
I used crude words, but it was basically just like, why are you not responding?
And why would you reach out and ask her that?
Because we'd never gone more than probably like 12 hours without talking to each other.
Did you hear back from her then?
She called me then.
And approximately, do you remember what time that was?
I want to say around 11 o'clock.
Okay, about midday?
Yeah.
And was that Monday, August 7th?
Yes.
Were you at work?
Yes.
What did he say to you when he called you? Let me back up. Whose phone did he call you from?
Zarrius.
And what did he say?
He said that he'd not seen her since the morning before, Sunday morning.
What went through your head when you heard that?
Why would you not tell me last night when I asked when she wanted to go to the gym? Why would you not tell me at all yesterday? Why would you wait so long to tell me?
And did you ask him any of those questions?
I asked why he waited so long to tell me. He said he didn't want to worry me.
What did you do when you got that information?
I told him to call the police. I said I couldn't leave work right now because of my boss, but I would come over right after work to try to help look for her.
And did you end up doing that?
I did go over after work to try to look for her, yes.
Where did you meet the defendant?
At the park behind her job, like Campbell Airstrip Park or something like that.
What did he say to you when you arrived?
He said that he'd spent a couple hours looking, and he didn't know what happened to her.
Do you remember what was his demeanor or actions?
Very calm. It was weird behavior for what was going on.
What was your demeanor?
Worried, stressed.
And what did you ask him, you said earlier on the phone call you told him to call the police?
Yes,
Did you ask him if he had done that?
I did.
What did he say?
He said no.
What steps did you take that night? Did you call hospitals or something else?
Yeah, I called 911. They said that I needed to call the morgues and the hospitals and see if a Jane Doe was reported. We called the morgues and hospitals, and then I called 911 again after everyone said they hadn't had any Jane Does to report her missing.
I'm sorry, who made those calls, you or the defendant?
I made the calls.
And ultimately, you said you didn't find anything about her. What did you and the defendant do next?
We reported her missing, and then they told us that they would be sending police officers to the apartment to take the report, so we went back to the apartment to wait for them.
Did you have to call 911 again?
Yes.
And did you call twice?
Yeah.
Twice more, and why was that?
Because it'd been like 40 minutes to an hour, and police officers hadn't arrived yet.
While you were waiting on officers, what were you and the defendant doing?
We were like looking around a little bit more, and then we were in the apartment. I was in the apartment with him trying to see if any of her stuff was missing.
Was anything missing?
I believe her like fanny pack purse thing was missing, and her wallet.
So the fanny pack, is that what she used as like a wallet or a purse?
Yeah.
Do you remember the color of it?
Black.
And what was the defendant saying to you when you guys were there?
A lot of nonsense, like he didn't know what happened to her. He kept looking. He was looking all night the night before. He's sure that nothing bad happened. She probably just like fell or something.
Did an APD officer eventually arrive that night?
Yes.
Do you recall if that was Officer Zhang?
Yes.
And did you and the defendant both speak with that officer?
Yes.
That night on Monday night, were you the only one at the defendant's apartment, or did someone else come over?
Dalen Gates came over a little bit later.
And who's Dalen?
He was Zarrius's NCO.
What's NCO?
Non-commissioned officer.
And how did you know Dalen?
I had met him years prior through a friend group.
Did you, Dalen, and Zarrius hang out in the apartment?
Yeah.
Was that a long period, a short period, or something else?
It wasn't a long period for me. I was just there for maybe half an hour, and then I left.
So when you left, Dalen Gates was in the apartment with the defendant?
Yes.
When's the next time you spoke with the defendant?
The next morning. Yeah, the next morning.
And at this point, have you checked to see if there was any calls from Soraya?
I did, yeah.
Okay. Up on the screen, I have States Exhibit 14. Do you recommend, and Madam Clerk, could we lower the lights a little bit? And did you take this screenshot?
Yes.
And what is the call date and time on that?
That's August 6, 2023 at 2:40 a.m.
And then up on the screen, I have States Exhibit 15. Do you recall what the date of that call log was? Was that on Monday?
Yeah, August 7th.
And what's the time on that?
11:58 a.m.
And do you recall what was that call?
That was the call with Zarrius when he said that he'd not seen her since the day before.
And Madam Clerk, we can take the lights back up. Thank you. So after Monday night, and you left Dalen there with the defendant, when's the next time you talked to him?
Tuesday morning, I believe.
And what was the nature of that conversation?
It was about creating missing persons posters.
Were you aware at that time that her family had created one?
Yes.
And what were you doing to make a poster?
I had sent Zarrius photos of her, and I had a crop, and then I had put like my phone number and gave like a brief description of her and when she was last seen and put it on my socials.
Okay. Did the defendant make a poster?
I can't remember.
But you made one poster?
Yes.
What did he say when you sent him that?
He said thank you, and that he would put it up on his socials.
When's the next time you spoke to him on Tuesday, August 8th?
Tuesday afternoon, I believe.
And what was the nature of that contact?
I got off work and I said that I would come over to try to help look for her again.
And did you do that?
Yes.
And what were you doing to look for her?
There was like areas behind the apartment that people were searching for, and then I believe I spoke to the detectives that day as well.
And do you recall who was searching?
A bunch of people from the military, like her battalion and his battalion.
And you said you spoke with detectives that day?
I believe so, yes.
Did you provide them photos of Soraya?
Yeah.
Is that what we saw in States Exhibit 5, 6, 7, and 8?
Yes.
What was the defendant's demeanor that day with you?
He was very calm. He didn't seem too worried about what was going on.
Was he saying anything to you, thanking you, something else?
He was repeatedly saying that he was grateful for me being there.
Was that out of the norm for him?
Yes.
In what way?
It's just never happened before. Like, we were friendly, but he was never like, I'm so glad you're here, whatever.
So was that after searching, did you end up going home?
Yes.
Did you talk to the defendant again that day?
I did have a phone call with him, yes, where he was saying that more people were searching and they were bringing in like search and rescue.
So now on to August 9th, Wednesday. Did you talk to him that day?
Yes. He had said that his apartment was being seized and he asked me to take the dogs.
How many dogs did they have?
2 dogs, Lily and Cope.
Did you end up taking the dogs?
Yes.
Did you do that with detectives present?
Yes.
And did you also point out anything for you said he talked about search and rescue dogs?
Yeah.
Did you point out clothing or anything like that?
They had asked me to point out the shoes that she was wearing and the shirt that she was wearing the night that she went missing.
Did you do that?
Yes.
What happened next?
I got the dogs from the apartment and then I took them to my apartment.
Did you talk to the defendant again that day?
Yes. He called me when I got back to the apartment to talk about the dogs and thank me again for being there for him.
Did you talk to him on Thursday, the 10th?
I think so, yeah.
Did he ever talk to you about Soraya's personal belongings?
He had called me to ask my opinion on which belongings should be going to her mom. He had said her wedding ring and a blanket that she kept in her closet.
Was that a normal blanket, a baby blanket, or something else?
It was like a baby blanket.
Okay. What went through your head when he asked you that?
I had started crying and I said, why would you be giving her belongings when we haven't even found her?
And what did he say to that?
He said that he was just thinking about like what her mom deserves in case something happened.
And how did you take that?
That's some speculation.
Its effect on the listener, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Sorry, what was the question?
How did you take him saying he was thinking about what her mom would want at that point?
I kind of thought that he knew something more than he was telling me at that point.
Did you speak with the defendant again that day, on the 10th, so Thursday?
Later that day, I believe.
What was that contact about?
The same stuff. He kept saying he was thankful and that people were still searching for her.
And did you ever speak with the defendant again after that?
No.
When's the next time you heard something about this case?
Objection called for hearsay.
Sorry, Ms. Brewster, I'm being told by Madam Clerk that we're having a hard time picking up what you're saying. I heard what you said. And I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
When was the next time you heard something about Soraya?
Friday morning, I went to work and my boss was sent an article.
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled.
Did you ultimately find out that Soraya's body was found?
From the article, yes.
And what was your reaction to that?
I broke down in my office and had to be driven home.
Have you ever spoken to the defendant again?
No.
Have you ever seen him again?
No.
he here in court?
Yes,
Can you point him out?
the defendant in the second chair.
For the record, can it please reflect that she identified Zarrius Hildabrand?
So reflect.
Thank you. Those are all my questions at this time. Thank you, Your Honor.
Counsel?
Really,
Yes. Thank you. Sorry. We're gonna take a break here. I'll have you back in about 15 minutes. All right. So please don't discuss the case yet, and we'll bring you back here in a few minutes. So we'll take a break until 11:50.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, we need the witness. Please be careful of the cord.
Good morning, Ms. Wentz.
Good morning.
My name is Lacey Jane Brewster. I'm Mr. Hildebrand's attorney. I just have some follow-up questions for you. So I want to start with how long you've known Soraya. You've known her 8 months prior to August 6, 2023, correct?
Yes.
And you referred to her on your, when you were speaking with Ms. Hurley, as your best friend.
Yes.
And you two spend a lot of time together, go to the gym together, for example.
Mm-hmm.
She used your gym membership.
Yeah.
And in the course of this friendship you have with Soraya, Mr. Hildebrand had been married to her the entire time, correct?
Yes.
And prior to August 6, 2023, Mr. Hildebrand had been unfaithful to Soraya at least 3 times. Is that correct?
I believe so, yeah.
And one of those times was when he was at training, correct?
I think so.
And Soraya knew about this. Is that correct?
Soraya knew that he had been talking to other people, yeah.
Other women?
Yeah.
And the last time Soraya had found out about this was about early summer of 2023, correct?
She had found a girl on his phone, yeah.
In the early summer of 2023?
Yeah.
May or June?
Late May, I think.
Okay. So now I want to talk to you about the evening of August 5th, 2023. That was Mr. Hildebrand's 21st birthday, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And fair to say, Mr. Hildebrand and Soraya were having a celebration with you and some of your friends, correct?
Yeah.
And Mr. Hildebrand was drinking a lot, correct?
We were all drinking a lot, but yeah.
And you started at the I apologize, you started at Dave & Buster's, is that correct?
We had drinks at the apartment before we went to Dave & Buster's.
Okay, and what time did you start drinking at the apartment?
7:30.
Okay, and then what time did you go to Dave & Buster's?
Shortly after that.
And then about what time did you go to the Willowa?
Probably around 11.
Okay. And through this entire duration of apartment, Dave & Buster's, and Willowa, you all were drinking?
Yes.
And then you were drinking more at the Willowa, correct?
We had a few shots at Willowa, yes.
And Mr. Hildebrand was drinking more at the Willowa, correct?
Yes.
And around a little bit before 1 o'clock in the morning, the decision was made to go to the Gaslight, correct?
Yes.
And Mr. Hildabrand was not allowed admission into the Gaslight, is that correct?
Yeah, the bouncers at Gaslight had said that he was too drunk.
And you saw Mr. Hildabrand at that, when he was too intoxicated to get into the Gaslight, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And do you recall if he was having a hard time standing up?
He was, like, leaning a little bit, but he was fully upright.
Fully upright. And then you said earlier his speech was slurred, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And you got an Uber to get home, correct?
Yes.
And you were in the Uber with Mr. Hildabrand, correct?
Yes.
And you observed him throw up in the Uber.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Uber dropped Mr. Hildabrand and Soraya off at their apartment early in the morning of August 6, 2023, correct?
They dropped all of us off at the apartment, yes.
So you got out of the Uber
Yeah.
with Mr. Hildabrand and Soraya?
Yes.
And you saw Mr. Hildabrand throw up again, correct?
Yes.
And Soraya's plan was to get Mr. Hildabrand to bed, correct?
Objection, speculation.
Overruled.
Yeah, she said that she was going to go lay him down.
Okay. And you've seen Mr. Hildabrand drink before, correct?
Yeah.
And so fair to say August 21st, or August 5th, 2023 was not his first time drinking.
No.
Fair to say his drink of choice prior to that day was whiskey.
It was anything that was provided.
Okay, thank you. And how many times had you seen Mr. Hildabrand drink prior to his birthday?
Since I met him, probably a dozen.
Okay. And had you ever seen him throw up before?
Yeah.
About how many times?
3 or 4 times.
Okay. And when he is so intoxicated to the point that he's throwing up, fair to say he just goes to sleep eventually, correct?
No.
Okay. Please have one moment. So, Ms. Williams, do you recall if you ever spoke to a gentleman named Stuart Rice about this case?
Stuart Rice? I don't recognize that name.
Okay. Do you recall if you ever talked to investigators who weren't police about this case?
No.
No. Okay. Do you recall May of 2024?
Yes.
Okay, and do you recall if in May of 2024 you had a conversation with an investigator about Mr. Hildabrand's case?
Not that I recall, no. The only, official person I've spoken to about this case is his previous defender.
Okay, so you've spoken to the defense about Mr. Hildabrand's case, correct?
One time, yeah.
One time. And it was a man?
It was a man, yes.
And he worked for the Public Defender Agency?
Yes.
And it was over the phone?
Yes.
And do you recall if that was back in about May of 2024?
I believe so.
And do you recall that conversation?
I don't recall the full conversation.
Okay. And do you recall if in the course of that conversation you said anything about seeing Mr. Hildabrand drink before?
Again, I don't recall the conversation.
Okay. So you don't have a memory of the conversation?
No, I remember calling him. I lied about being Zarrius's friend because of the case, and that was it.
You lied?
About being Zarrius's friend.
Okay. And that was back in 2024?
Yes.
And why would you lie?
Because I thought the defense would be more willing to tell me stuff than the victim's friend.
Okay. And do you recall if you said anything in the course of that conversation?
No.
No. Do you recall if you were being truthful in the course of that conversation, with the exception of lying about being Mr. Hildebrand's friend?
I don't recall giving him any information.
Okay. So for to say you don't remember, saying that you'd seen Mr. Hildebrand get drunk before. Fair to say you don't recall making that statement?
I don't recall making that statement to his previous public defender, no.
Okay. And you don't recall saying that one time you were, like, at a bonfire, so he just seemed chill and was, like, trying to defuse his friend starting a fight. You don't recall making that statement?
I recall the situation. I don't recall telling anyone that.
Okay.
Your Honor, objection, may we approach?
Yes. We need to take a break. We'll bring you back here as soon as we can. Please do not discuss the case. I understand the frustration, sir. This will happen throughout the trial, and we'll do our best. But there are things that come up that we have to discuss outside your presence, and we can't do that when you're here. So I apologize for that, but it's part of the process. Thank you. Please be seated. State, can you explain more fully what it is you're asking for here?
Yes, Your Honor. We're requesting to offer a proof to the statement that Ms. Brewster is trying to impeach, but also noting the fact that her statements have not been inconsistent. She was questioned if she had seen the defendant drunk before. She said yes. Ms. Brewster's question was, doesn't he always pass out? That's not inconsistent with what actually she asserted, because Ms. Wentz answered no, and that he has been awake multiple times in the past. Ms. Brewster said that at that bench bar that she said that he has gotten sleepy before. That is not the same as passing out. So again, it's not inconsistent, and the state has no knowledge of this statement, so we would be requesting that offer of proof.
Ms. Brewster?
So,
what is the inconsistent statement?
So, Judge, the way my understanding of 801 D1 works is that a statement is not hearsay if the witness testifies at the trial or hearing and the statement is inconsistent with the declarant's testimony unless the interests of justice otherwise require. The prior statement shall be excluded unless the witness was so examined while testifying as to give the witness an opportunity to explain or deny the statement.
What is the inconsistent statement?
The statement, Judge, a person can be questioned on if they said something, and if they deny making that statement, then that statement becomes admissible as non-hearsay.
I'm asking what the statement is that she denied. She denied remembering some of the conversation. But what is it? What's the inconsistent statement? I'm
sorry, Judge. I have to log into my computer.
That's fine.
So, Mr. Rice questioned Ms. Wentz. He stated, okay, I guess, kind of, hitting the rewind and going to those prior times, how did he, when he was that drunk, how did he seem? Ms. Wentz. He seemed fine. He kind of just, one time we were like at a bonfire, so he just seemed chill and was like trying to diffuse his friend starting a fight. And then the other time we were all at their apartment, so he just like wanted to go to bed. Each time it was fine, like it just seemed like a drunk person, and then he wanted to go to sleep.
So what did she testify to here that was inconsistent with that?
That he didn't want to go to sleep.
I guess I missed that testimony.
Can she just ask, was there ever a time at the bonfire where he wanted to go to sleep, and then if she denies it, then we play the inconsistent?
I mean, that's my understanding.
Sorry, that was meant to be whispered.
Ditto.
You weren't whispering. It wasn't meant to be whispered. I'll allow you to continue with that questioning. If she denies something that you've asked and doesn't remember making that statement or denies it, at that point, we can talk about, at that point, it would come in, as far as I understand. But she hasn't been given.
I agree, and I'm not bringing in Mr. Rice right now. I don't have to bring Mr. Rice in at this moment. I can bring him in and have him testify when it is defense's case to this statement that it was made as non-hearsay.
Not.
Your Honor, a few things here. One, what Ms. Brewster just read, again, is not inconsistent with what Ms. Lentz testified to, as she didn't recall some of it, and when asked, in the past, does he always pass out when he drinks after throwing up? She said no. That's completely consistent with what Ms. Brewster just read, that when talking about prior events, he was fine and defused his friend, and then one time he wanted to go lay down at his own home. That's not consistent with he passes out every time he throws up. To that effect, again, she has not denied anything. She doesn't recall it, so that's not under 801. She hasn't made an inconsistent statement to be confronted with. She doesn't recall it.
Underlying thing, a bonfire, and then she answers, and then if she
I'll allow her to ask some questions about what she is alleged to have stated previously, and if she denies it, she denies it, and then we can.
Just the order, Judge. We don't just start asking what people have stated previously. We ask the question, and then if it's inconsistent, then we say, didn't you previously
I'm sorry if I
state?
stated that poorly, but that's
Okay.
what I intended.
Okay, so like, did you ever go to a bonfire? If she says no, then we impeach, right?
No.
That's the way we're going to do it. Right. We're ready to bring him back.
I'm completely tracking.
And no, Your Honor, I would just point the court to Wasili. If a witness claims not to remember the substance of a prior statement at trial, the witness's trial testimony is inconsistent with the prior statement for the purposes of Evidence Rule 801D1A. It is irrelevant for the purpose of the rule whether the claim memory loss is genuine or feigned, because the claim lack of memory at trial, whether genuine or feigned, is inconsistent with the witness's earlier claims to remember. So the way I read that is that if a witness is saying they don't remember having a conversation, they don't remember saying something, their prior statements come in.
Where are the prior statements?
They were spoken to our investigator. Is the court asking me to play a recording?
Well, how are you getting this in front of the jury?
I can bring my investigator in to play the recording of her statements.
Right. You can ask her some questions if she made these statements and make the record that way.
And, Your Honor, if I may, she has not been asked that question. She hasn't said she didn't recall the bonfire. So again, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
She did say, she said she doesn't recall the content of the conversation. She remembers calling him. She remembers saying that she was his friend and not, so she thought she'd get more information out of them. And then when asked about the bonfire, she said, oh, I don't remember saying that, but yes, there was a bonfire. I remember the incident that I talked about.
Yes,
so
Your Honor.
she did deny telling that person about the bonfire. She didn't deny once her memory was jogged about the incident.
Which is correct, Your Honor. Again, she may not recall the conversation, but she recalled her answers and was not inconsistent. Also, if Ms. Brewster is going to use this for impeachment, the state is allotted to receive a copy of that, and we have not received anything.
Well, that's what I was asking. It's not as if we've got a transcript from some prior statement that the person gave. You've got an investigator that you're intending to call. There's notes. What is it? How are you getting this? Do you have notes? Do you have anything?
I mean, we have audio. I have notes, yes, both of those things. I don't have to show the state what's in my file, however.
If you want to impeach the person with the audio, you need to have that ready, right?
I need to have the audio prepared, yes.
Do you have that prepared?
Do I have an audio file, or I don't have to play the audio today, Judge.
If she's been impeached with something, we get a copy of it? Like, otherwise it's just her word that she said these things?
I'm an officer of the court, thank you, but, beyond that fact.
That's my concern. Typically, you would have something, let me finish. Typically, you'd have something prepared to say, you said this, and then, boom, now I've got you saying something else. You don't. You say you've got some witness that's going to come in at a later point and contradict.
I have a witness that can present the audio, Judge. I think that would be allowed. I can lay the foundation for the statement through my witness, and the witness recorded the conversation, and the statements we would be impeaching would be provided to the state at that point.
But then you miss all the things like rule of completeness. Maybe she said something before or after, or she recalled it later. That's why the state's entitled to a copy of what you're going to impeach with?
I'm going to require that you provide the audio to the state in its entirety of that interview.
When?
Well, you have it now, right? If we want to keep going with this trial, give them the audio, they can listen.
Okay, Judge. I mean, I'm objecting to that. I think that when I admit it after the state rests, they are entitled to it. I don't think I think it violates the Fifth Amendment, Scott and Summers, to require defense to turn over their investigative work product before the state has.
If you want to use that product to impeach their witness, they have an opportunity to list what it is.
That's the record I'm making, Judge.
All right.
And I have a digital copy. If the court is ordering me to turn it over, I can do so. It is.
Typically, you would confront the witness. They would say, "I have no idea what you're talking. You've got the other evidence lined up there. You're just making a promise that sometime down the road you've got someone that's going to come in and talk about this. We don't have a transcript. We don't have recording. This wasn't a sworn statement taking in another court proceeding. So how is it you're confronting? How is it this is getting in? These other statements that the person alleged to have made?"
Through our investigator when the state rests.
Okay.
If the court is ordering you to turn over the file, that's fine. It's 20 minutes and 45 seconds.
State?
Yes, Your Honor, the state is requesting a copy, and I would point out the fact that when Ms. Brewster read from her notes that don't seem to be a specific transcript, she said, hey, like, to those prior statements, I'm following up. The state wants to hear those prior statements as they're clearly under the rule of completeness as it goes completely to the question being posed to Ms. Wentz.
Are we taking a break for you to listen to this right now?
Apparently, Your Honor, if defense wants to use it against Ms. Wentz.
I would suggest if that is what the court is ordering, that we send the jury home, I give the file to the state, they listen to it, and we come back in the morning, because it is going to take at least half an hour for all of those things to happen, and then we're going to be close to 1:30. I think the jury would be happier if they just got to leave early.
I'm going to take a moment and look at this a little closer. I'm going to step off. Give me a minute. I'll be back in a minute or
Can
two.
we give her a thumb drive to get it now and start that process? If she can point me to the point, it might take 3 minutes.
Is the court ordering me to turn it over in order to?
I already did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you put it on there? You can come off the stand for a minute.
And so I'm going to allow her to continue with that questioning.
Judge, I have turned over to the state our entire interview. Our position is
With
that...
the one witness, correct?
With
Mm-hmm.
Marie.
Mm-hmm.
And our position is they would be entitled to it after they rest. And so I'm requesting that the court order them not to use it at the present moment or in their case in chief.
State?
So, Judge, I think that I think you've skipped a rule. Like, you skipped 613, which is how you impeach with a prior inconsistent statement. And I think that that's the step that we're missing. So 613A is the general rule, and then 613B is the foundation requirement, which says before extrinsic evidence of a prior contradictory statement or bias or interest may be admitted, the examiner shall lay a foundation for impeachment by affording the witness the opportunity while testifying to explain or deny any prior statement and to admit, deny, or explain any bias, interest, except as provided in.
Well, we haven't quite got there yet.
No, and that's my issue.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to allow her to ask those questions, and then she can provide the answer from which we can make a determination as to whether, correct?
Sure. I think that she has to ask the question first, right? Like, did you go to a bonfire? Do you ever go to a bonfire with him? And then if she says, I don't recall, or no, do you remember talking to my investigator?
So you take exception with phrasing it, do you remember telling my investigator that you went to a bonfire?
I think you have to ask the question first. Otherwise, you are impeaching with extrinsic information in the form of the question without giving her the opportunity to give the testimony first. Like, I don't just get to call a witness and say, hey, did you tell Detective Clark this? Did you tell Detective Clark this? Did you tell Detective Clark this? I have to say what happened, right? Like, and then when they're wrong, or if they're wrong, you say, do you ever remember saying something different? I agree that if she doesn't recall making the statement, that makes it inconsistent, but she has to be inconsistent first. Like, we're just skipping 613.
Is there any problem with forming the question in the manner in which Ms. Dunlop is suggesting? In other words, just say, do you remember going to a bonfire? And if she says no, and then she does, and you can ask her some additional questions about it. If she then says something inconsistent at that point, you can confront by saying, didn't you tell our investigator X, Y, Z? And we'll talk about the tape that I ordered to be handed over in a minute, but...
It's not that it's a problem, I just disagree with Ms. Dunlop that that's required.
Okay. I'm going to ask that you proceed that way. Ask the question generically first, and then you can follow up with, didn't you tell our investigator something different? Does that make sense?
I understand, Your Honor.
Okay. States not to use that in your direct, the recording that was given over.
Okay. I listened to it on 2 times speed while you were out. I haven't heard much inconsistent.
Okay. All right. Are we ready for the jury to be brought back?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
I think I need
Thank you. Please be seated. Ms. Brewster?
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Vines, kind of follow up with you. Have you ever been to a bonfire with Mr. Hildabrand?
Yes.
And when was that bonfire?
I can't remember the exact time, probably summer, early summer.
Early summer. And was Mr. Hildabrand drinking at that bonfire?
Yes.
And,
I'm sorry, just for clarification, early summer of what year?
2020.
Thank you.
so Mr. Hildabrand was drinking. Was he drinking heavily?
Yeah.
And fair to say he essentially at the end of that bonfire wanted to go to sleep?
Can I say he wanted to go to sleep because it was 3 a.m., not because he was drinking?
Okay. But he went to sleep, correct?
Like hours after he had finished drinking.
Okay. And so, again, you don't recall speaking to a gentleman in May of 2024. Well, you do recall that you spoke to someone for the Public Defender Agency in May of 2024, correct?
I recall speaking to someone. I don't recall what I spoke about or what was said.
Okay. And do you well, have you ever seen Mr. Hildabrand drink heavily at an apartment, at
Yep.
the apartment?
Yes.
And at that time, did he just want to go to sleep at the end of the drinking?
At the end of the night, yeah.
Okay. And you don't recall saying to the gentleman you spoke with at the Public Defender Agency when he asked you, hitting the rewind and going to those prior times, how did he, when he was that drunk, how did he seem? You don't recall responding. It seemed fine. He kind of just, one time we were like at a bonfire and he just seemed chill and was like trying to diffuse his friends starting a fight. And then the other time we were all at their apartment, so he just wanted to go to bed. Each time it was fine, like it just seemed like a drunk person, and then he wanted to go to sleep. Do you recall making that statement?
I don't recall telling anyone that.
Okay. And I kind of want to go back a little bit and talk a little bit more about the cab ride home. Do you recall if in the cab ride home on the morning of August 6, 2023, in the Uber, did Mr. Hildabrand seem really out of it and like falling asleep?
He seemed very intoxicated. He was still like making statements. He would like lean his head against Zarrius' shoulder and then put his head up and talk and then do the same thing like over and over again. Okay.
Was he really out of it?
He was drunk, I guess.
So is drunk really out of it or no?
I think those are very different, but...
Okay. And was he falling asleep?
I guess.
You guess.
To me, it's not falling asleep if you can say stuff.
Okay. So you're saying he was talking in the cab ride home? And again, this conversation in May of 2024 with the gentleman from the Public Defender Agency, do you recall telling him in response to the question relating to the car ride, the Uber ride to their place, everything still on the up and up? Do you recall making the statement, yeah, I mean, he wasn't really talking. He was like, his head was on her shoulder and like lolling back. He did puke in the Uber, but we kind of figured that was going to happen because he was mixing drinks. Yeah, he seemed really out of it and like falling asleep. Do you recall making that statement?
I don't recall making that statement. I don't recall the conversation with this gentleman.
Okay. And so to kind of wrap up the evening, or the morning of August 6th, 2023, you got out of the Uber with Soraya and Mr. Hildabrand at their apartment, correct?
Isaac and I got out of the Uber with Soraya and Zarrius at the apartment, yes.
And Mr. Hildabrand threw up outside of the cab?
He got sick once, yes, in the parking lot.
And Soraya was going to put Mr. Hildabrand to bed?
Yeah, she said, I'm going to take him inside.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Rick?
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Wentz, you said that you told defense that you were his friend and that was untrue, is that correct?
Yes.
And was everything else you talked about in that conversation, to your recollection, was that all true?
The conversation with the gentleman?
Yeah.
I don't fully remember the conversation. I would say yes.
How did they contact you?
I believe they called me.
And why did you call them back?
They had left a message that said they were with the Public Defender Agency, so I called them back.
And what made you want to do that?
I wanted to know, like, the progress of the case, because at this point it had been, like, 8 months already, and it just seemed like it wasn't going anywhere.
And do you remember what kind of questions they were asking you at all? Earlier you testified that you tried not to give them information, is that correct?
Yes.
And why did you do that?
Because she was my friend, and he did this to her.
Objection. Ultimate conclusion.
Overruled.
Were you ever instructed by anyone to withhold information when you talked to them?
No.
Did you decide that on your own?
Yes.
And then has everything you testified to today been true?
Yes.
Even admitting that you were untruthful about being his friend to the man you talked to?
Yes.
And you understood the oath that you took today?
I do.
Did you take that seriously?
Yes.
And everything you testified about today about what happened that night, their relationship, what you knew about Soraya, was that all true?
Yes.
Okay, a few more questions. Ms. Brewster asked you about prior unfaithfulness in the past by the defendant against Soraya.
Okay.
What do you mean by unfaithful?
As far as I know, he was just texting other girls.
And Soraya knew about that?
She found them in his phone, yes.
And she was able to move past that those prior times?
Yes.
She may not have been happy, but it wasn't life-shattering?
No.
Okay. And then a few more questions. What is the difference to you between sleepy or wanting to go to sleep and being passed out?
I think passed out is like, you don't really have a choice, like your head hits something, you just fall asleep. Being sleepy is like, you can actively say like, I want to go to bed, or you like slow down on the drinking.
And do you remember the prior time with him at the bonfire?
Yes.
You said that he had been drinking heavily?
Yes.
Was he drinking heavily like the night of August 5th?
Yes.
And you said that even after drinking, he was able to diffuse issues with his friends.
At the bonfire, yes.
Okay. That he didn't immediately fall down and go unconscious?
No.
And then at the previous time at the apartment, I believe prior you testified that the bonfire ended at like 3 a.m.
Yeah, his friend had taken my keys and we spent hours searching for them.
Did you end up finding them?
They were in his friend's pocket.
And when you testified previously or you were asked questions about the apartment the earlier time, where the defendant may have just wanted to go to sleep, was that also very late in the night?
Yes.
Was he drinking heavily that night?
Yes.
Was he talking?
Yes.
Tracking?
Yes.
Knew who all of you were?
Yes.
Knew who Soraya was?
Yes.
And then in the Uber on the morning of August 6th, you were asked a lot of questions about falling asleep, but he may have been talking. Can those two things be true at the same time, of maybe he was nodding off a little but would wake up?
Yeah, I guess.
And then I believe the specific question Ms. Brewster tried to confront you with was that he wasn't really talking. Is that correct?
No, he was like thanking us for coming out and saying that he had a nice time.
And was Soraya just helping him along?
What? I'm sorry, what do you mean by helping along?
When you got out of the Uber, I apologize, that was poorly asked.
Yeah.
Was he still talking to you after he threw up when you got to the apartment?
Yeah.
Was it consistent with times that you've seen him drunk before?
Yes.
Still walking?
Yes.
Still talking?
Yes.
Even able to diffuse situations?
Yes.
And then as to his other incidents where he was texting girls and flirting, were those right before this happened or months prior or what?
Months before.
And she told you about them, that she had talked to the defendant about them?
Yeah. Like late spring, she had said that she found the messages, they had talked. He said that he wasn't going to do it anymore. She didn't check his phone again, so she didn't.
Did he do it again after that?
I don't think so.
But that time, she was able to move past it, even finding those things?
Yes.
And she forgave him, stayed with him?
Yeah.
Maybe was a little upset, but was fine?
Yeah.
And just the final question again, have you been truthful with everything you've testified to today now?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
And just for clarity, Your Honor, is Ms. Lentz released from her subpoena?
Any concern?
No, Your Honor.
She's released.
Your Honor, this is Taylor Engstrom. You're going to walk all the way.
Thanks, sir. If you want to, please be careful of that cord so you don't trip.
And Your Honor, if I may approach with a courtesy copy.
Sure.
Thank you.
Before we have a seat, if you please raise your right hand, Madam Clerk.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you will give in the case now before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, sir.
Thank you. You can be seated. And if you can state and spell your first and last name for the record.
Taylorengstrom. My apologies. Hold on.
And Mr. Engstrom, how long have you lived in Alaska?
Since I was 6 years old.
And what city and towns have you lived in?
Initially, when I moved up here, I was in Wasilla with my mom. Then we moved to Anchorage shortly after so she could work.
And when did you end up moving to Anchorage?
I honestly don't recall. I was too young.
And have you lived in Anchorage ever since?
Yes.
At one point, did you live at the Alpine Apartments?
Yes, I did.
What time period was that?
It was about a couple years back now. So 2022 to 2023, approximately.
Were you living there in August of 2023?
Yes.
And do you recognize the defendant, Zarrius Hildabrand?
Where is the defendant sitting?
Let me back up. Do you know who Zarrius Hildabrand is?
Yes.
And before I get there, did you have to call 911 in August of 2023?
I did.
Do you recall the date of that?
I do not.
Your Honor, if I may approach with something to refresh the witness's recollection. Apologies, I'm actually going to approach with this. Thank you. And Mr. Engstrom, I approached and handed you a copy of a CAD involved in this case. Are you able to refresh your recollection and see if you can remember a date based on that?
Yes. According to this CAD, it was on August 8th of 2023.
Okay, can you go ahead and flip that over for me?
Yes, like so.
And I apologize, did you say August 8th or August 6th?
Sorry, my apologies. I meant to say August 6th. I was thinking of the month.
Ultimately, you had to call 911 many times in August of 2023?
Not really.
Was it just this once?
Yes.
Okay. And do you recall what time of day that was?
It was around 2:45 a.m.
And what were you doing that night?
I was watching Lucifer.
And what was your address?
It was 5210 Mockingbird Drive, apartment 121.
And what kind of building was that?
A U-shaped apartment building with a little courtyard in the middle of it.
And why did you call 911 that night?
Well, I had heard a shot that was pretty loud, sounded like it was in the middle of the courtyard, and I was very concerned, so I felt calling 911 was my best approach.
And when you say in the middle of the courtyard, Your Honor, if I could approach the witness with grand jury with State's Exhibit 17.
Yes.
Mr. Engstrom, do you recognize that aerial photo?
Yes, I do.
And what is that photo of?
That's a photo of 5210 Mockingbird Drive.
And generally, so we can have an idea, where is that in Anchorage?
Approximately off of Brayton Drive, right off of Tudor, or right near Tudor. So I would say between Midtown and Southside.
Okay. Is it between Tudor and Dowling?
Yes.
And is that photo in front of you true and accurate to what you know 5210 Mockingbird Drive to look like?
Yes, it is.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would ask to admit Exhibit 17.
17's admitted.
Permission to publish.
You may publish.
And Mr. Engstrom, looking at this photo, if I were to approach you with a Sharpie, would you be able to mark on Exhibit 17 where your unit was?
Yes, I can.
Your Honor, permission to approach?
Yes.
Would you like me to mark it now?
Yes, please. Thank you. And could you also stand up and point for the grand jurors on the digital exhibit where your apartment was?
Yes, I can.
Thank you. So in the U-shaped building, what area would you consider the courtyard?
I would consider the courtyard that middle section between the two the elongated side and the short side.
And on the other side of the courtyard, are there other apartment units?
Yes, there is.
To your knowledge, did you know before you called 911 Zarrius Hildabrand?
No, I did not.
Did you know Zarrius Hildabrand?
No, I did not.
After you called 911, do you recognize the man sitting at this table?
Yes, I do.
How do you recognize him?
From an interaction after speaking with the detectives.
Can you tell me about that? What day was that?
That was, let's see, I called Sunday, so it was Tuesday, which would be the 8th.
Okay. And where was that interaction?
It was right here. May I stand up to?
You may.
It was right here, right approximately in this area, after I came around the building.
So you said right there, and you were pointing to the middle of the U space. I'm just
Yes.
repeating for the record.
Just right about here, yes.
And about the middle of the long side of the U?
Correct.
What were you doing outside that day?
I had gotten a call from the detectives to come down and speak with them, so I proceeded to go speak with them. Once I was done, I came around the building to go back inside, and I had ran into Zarrius.
And did you know his name at the time?
No, I did not.
But you ran into this man sitting at council table?
Yes, I did.
For the record, Your Honor, the state would request that it reflect that he identified Zarrius Hildabrand.
So it so reflects.
Thank you, Your Honor. What was that interaction like?
Well, Zarrius had approached me and asked me about why I was talking with the detectives. All I had stated at the time was I had called a shot in, and his body language got really tense and alert after I had said I called a shot in. Then he proceeded to ask me, did they do any research on that or digging on that? And I told him I don't know, and escaped the interaction as I was not comfortable.
And by escape, did you walk away from
Walk away, yeah, my apologies.
No.
I should have used better wording.
And did you have any contact with him after that?
Negatory.
And the only thing you did on August 6th was call in the shot that you heard from the courtyard area by your apartment?
That is correct.
Those are all my questions at this time. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. No, I'm.
Did you want me to flip this exhibit over, Your Honor?
That's fine, you can leave that there.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Lacey Jane Brewster. I am Mr. Hildebrand's attorney. So I just have some follow-up questions with you. So you said on August 6th, 2023, around 2:45 in the morning, you were in your apartment, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Do you recall it was dark outside?
Yes.
Okay. And you were watching Lucifer?
Correct.
And just so the jury knows, what's Lucifer about?
It's a show about the devil's life, per se, I suppose.
Okay. Are you usually up that late?
Not typically, but not anymore nowadays. Back then, I'd like to binge watch shows, so.
Okay. So back in August of 2023, were you a late nighter type person?
I would say most nights.
Okay. And you say you heard a gunshot around 2:45 in the morning on August 6th, 2023?
I called in the shot at 2:45. I had heard the shot a little bit before I called that in, so I could say, if we're going to put a time frame on it, between 2:40 and 2:45.
Okay. And do you recall do you still live in that apartment complex?
Negatory.
Oh. And how long did you live there?
I lived there approximately a year, about a year, maybe a year and a half.
And if we look at State's Exhibit 17, this is kind of a weird C shape. Is that fair to say, the apartment complex?
U or C, however you want to describe it, yes.
And do you recall if your windows were open on August 6th?
Negatory.
Okay.
By that, I mean they weren't open.
They were not open, thank you. And do you recall, you lived there for a year, is this courtyard kind of like an echo chamber? Do you hear sounds?
I would say yes, it can be.
Okay. For example, have you ever maybe heard at any point when you lived there, did you ever hear someone in another apartment
From across the way? No.
Yelling at another person or anything like that?
Nope, not in, the only time I'd hear that if someone below me or above me or next to me on the side to side, as you can see on the short side.
Okay. And then fair to say, on August 6, 2023, you didn't hear any arguing before you heard the gunshot, correct?
Correct.
And you didn't know on August 6, 2023, what apartment or where the gunshot came from?
No, I did not. That's why I told the 911 operator it sounded like it came from my courtyard.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
And then you identified Mr. Hildabrand.
Yeah.
You hadn't met him before August 6, 2023.
Negatory.
Okay. Had you ever been in their apartment?
No, I have not.
Okay, so fair to say you were not in their bedroom at 2:45 a.m. on August 6, 2023?
No.
And you were not in their apartment?
No, I was not. I was in mine, in 121.
And you were in the complex, but not necessarily the same side of the building?
Correct. I lived on the short side of the building.
And you didn't see who pulled the trigger of the gunshot that you heard, correct?
No. That is why I'll say again, I told the 911 operator it sounded like it was in the courtyard. I did not peek my head over the window because it sounded like it was in the courtyard, and I was not going to stick my head over to find out.
Okay. So you didn't even look out the window?
No, I did not.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Hey, Richard.
Yes, Your Honor, just very briefly.
Mr. Engstrom, do you think 911 would be the most accurate to the exact time you called?
Yes.
Okay. And then, had you ever heard a sound that loud coming from the courtyard like that?
No, I have not.
And then, can you describe how loud was it?
Like it was right outside my window. Like someone took a 9mm and went bang right next to my window. Of course, I'm on the second floor at the time, so it wouldn't have been that plausible.
Okay.
But
so it sounded close.
Really close, yes.
Those are all my questions. Thank you, Your Honor. And thank you, Mr. Engstrom.
No problem.
Thank you, sir. You're free to step down.
All righty.
Thank you.
Did you want me to take the exhibit?
I'll
No,
take them.
just please leave those, sir.
No problem.
Thank you.
And just for procedure, Your Honor, is Mr. Engstrom released from his subpoena?
He is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Y'all have a nice day.
I think we should.
Your Honor, the State Colonel Meredith Barney.
Yeah, if you please remain standing and raise your right hand.
You solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you will give in this case now before the court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. You can be seated. And if you can please state and spell your first and last name for the record?
Meredith Barney, E-M-E-R-D-I-T-H-B-A-R-N-E-Y. M-E-R-E? That's how I spell my name, sorry.
Good afternoon, Ms. Barney. Can you first introduce yourself to the jury? Tell them who you are in relation to this case.
I'm Sarai's mom.
Okay. And can you tell them a little bit about your daughter? What's her birthday?
September 6, 2001.
Okay. And where was she born?
She was born in Ketchum, Idaho.
Okay. And how many kids or how many siblings does she have?
She has 5.
Okay. And where is she in the birth order in your family?
She's the oldest.
Okay. And where did you said she was born in Idaho, but where did she live through her teenage years?
Utah. We had moved to Utah.
Okay. And after high school, what did Soraya want to do with her life?
She wanted to work in the medical field, and so she joined the National Guard so that she could get her school paid for, and she started out as some really fancy thing. I can never remember exactly what it's called, but ultimately she decided she wanted to be a nurse. So she decided to do combat medic, which in Utah there's a 2-year wait to become a combat medic. So she, Zarrius was up in Alaska, so she decided to go there because there's no wait time to become a combat.
No, I'm sorry to interrupt, but if you could pull that microphone up a little closer to you. We can hear you, but being told that the recording isn't good.
Or speak into it as best as you can. So there was going to be a 2-year wait for her to do combat medic stuff in Utah.
Yeah.
So what was her plan from there?
To go to Alaska because there was no wait time to become a combat medic.
Okay. Can you describe for the jury a little bit of your relationship with your daughter? Were you all close?
Yes, Soraya and I were really close. She was really close with our whole family. I had her when I was really young, and so she had a really special place in my family because my family all got to really grow up with her. So she was really close with her grandparents and her aunts and uncles.
I don't know if there's tissues up there, Miss Barney. I think there is. Behind the water there. There's some there. And when you say really close, did you speak with her most days?
Yes.
Even after she moved to Alaska?
Yes.
Okay. And when you would talk with her, what was her state of mind about Alaska, about her marriage? How did she seem to you?
She really liked Alaska. She was really excited. She was excited for Zarrius' 21st birthday. She was super excited because we were coming up 2 weeks later for my 40th birthday, so we had all these plans. She was doing all this research for things she wanted to do when we were up there. She loved up there. She was getting into paddleboarding and getting more into nature, and so she really had taken to Alaska really well.
Okay. Did you sense anything wrong with her leading up to her death?
No.
Okay. I want to talk about her relationship with the defendant. When did she meet Zarrius?
They met in boot camp.
Okay, and when was that?
I don't remember right in this case.
Okay. Had they been together a terribly long time?
No, less than a year.
Okay. They were together less than a year before they decided to get married?
Yeah.
Okay. And when did they get married?
In December of 2022.
Okay. So at the point that this happened, they had only been married less than 8 months?
Yeah.
Okay. And then only dating before that?
Yeah.
Less than a year?
Yeah.
Okay. And if they met in boot camp, did he get sent to Alaska immediately after that?
I don't know.
Okay. Was there a period of time where they were dating but not in the same state?
Yeah, I'd say the majority of it.
Okay, so the majority of those 8 months, they're not even physically together?
Yeah.
Okay, and then she comes up, they get married, and she comes up here in December of 2022?
No, she came up at the end of January or early February, can't remember the exact date.
Okay, so they're married in December, she comes up late January, early February.
Yeah.
And it sounds like your family was planning a trip in August?
Yeah, me and my husband at the time and my son were going up.
Okay. And did you ever spend time with Soraya and Zarrius together, like, before she moved up here?
Yeah, they came and stayed with us for 2 weeks for Christmas, 1 week with us, and then 1 week with her dad in Utah.
Okay. And did you have any impressions about their young relationship?
So they just liked each other.
Okay. Did they have any pets?
They had a dog. She took one of my dogs up to Alaska, and we didn't know when she went that that dog was pregnant. So she had a dog, and then that dog had puppies.
Okay. Ultimately, did they end up with 2 dogs living at their apartment in Anchorage?
Yes, they ended up keeping one of the puppies.
Okay. When you would talk with Soraya on the phone, is walking the dog something she would do regularly?
Yeah, she had a park she really liked. She would FaceTime me from a lot.
Okay. And do you remember what that park was called now?
University Lake Park. It's the big dog park with the lake in the middle.
Okay, University Lake Park. As she's up here, what kinds of things would she tell you she was doing for fun or to get out?
She really liked her job. She sent me a bunch of pictures of paddleboarding. I knew she had going and doing bonfires because that's something she wanted to do when we came up here. She had gone to some she'd gone on road trips with Marie, and she went and got a salty dog hoodie from I don't know where it is, but she was super stoked for it. So she would work out, she was a very active, very social person.
Okay. On the Saturday night, August 5th, did you know what she planned to do that night?
Yeah, we talked right before they went out.
Okay. And what did you understand her plan to be for the evening?
They were going to Dave & Buster's. She had a plan to get Pickle Rick, and then they were just going to go out to the bar after that.
Okay. And did she tell you who was going?
I knew Zarrius and I knew Marie were going, and just some of her other friends. I don't know. She told me, but I don't remember. I don't recall.
You knew she was going out with a group?
Yeah.
Did you know what the occasion was?
Yeah, I knew it was his birthday.
Okay. How was her mood?
She was excited. She was really excited because she wanted to take her brother to Dave & Buster's when we were coming up, and a couple of weeks after that. So she was really excited to go there.
Did she text you at all that night?
Yeah.
While they were out?
Yeah, she sent me a picture after they won Pickle Rig of her and Zarrius.
I'm going to show you what's been previously admitted is State's Exhibit 8. Is State's Exhibit 8 the picture that she texted you that night?
Yeah, that's what she sent me.
Okay. And was that the last time that you heard from Soraya?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you call her the next day?
I did not. I figured she'd be hungover, so I was not going to bug her.
Okay. When is the next time you heard about Soraya?
It was Monday. Zarrius called me from her cell phone.
Okay. And what time was that?
It was pretty, I'm going to say late because I'm old, but it was late 9, early 10. I don't know the exact time, but it was later in the evening for us.
Maybe after 9, before 10, where you were?
Yeah.
And where were you living?
I live in Mount Pleasant, Utah.
Okay. So in Utah, it was after 9, before 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And what did he tell you in that phone call?
He told me that he had just reported her missing, and that he He told me just to kind of like the story, she left for work. She was hungover. She left for work, left her phone at home, didn't come back, and then I tried to ask him like questions, like follow-up questions, like curious questions to try to get more information, and it all pulled back to the same story, and he wouldn't waver from those exact facts, even though I tried to get more.
Okay. And the exact facts were she left to walk to work?
Yes.
And what about her phone?
That she had left her phone because he was calling me from her phone.
Okay. And that he hadn't seen her since what time?
Since Sunday morning, I said.
And you're hearing this late Monday night?
Yes.
As a mom, what do you do?
Go to Alaska and look for my kid.
Okay. And did you do that immediately?
As soon as I could get a plane ticket up.
Okay. And when did you arrive in Alaska?
Tuesday morning.
Okay.
Like midday.
Okay. And did anybody go with you?
I met my sister in Seattle, and we flew up the rest of the way together.
Okay. And your sister's name?
Brittany Barney.
Okay. And did she travel with you for this trial as well?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you and her meet in Seattle, and then you arrive in Anchorage Tuesday early afternoon?
Yeah.
Okay. What's while you're coming up here, or while you're getting ready to come up here, do you take any steps to help find Zarrius?
Yeah, my mom started making a missing persons poster.
Okay.
And I think, I wasn't personally a part of this, but I think my mom and my sister were working on it together. But yeah, we were doing that while we were on the plane. That was happening.
Okay. Did you have any contact with Zarrius about that process? The making of the missing persons poster?
Not until after we made it.
Okay. So what do you mean? Your sister and your mom make it, and does it get sent to him or transmitted to him somehow?
Yes.
Okay, and then what happened?
Then he wanted to take my phone number off of it and put his phone number on it.
Okay.
Which I was not going to do.
Okay. And did you, did he question the name that was on the poster?
Yeah, because we had Zarrius Barney on it, and he wanted Zarrius Hildabrand on it.
Okay. Had she formally changed her name yet at that point, or do you know?
I think she had just barely done a lot of stuff in regards to that.
Okay. So he wanted his phone number and his last name on the missing persons
Yes.
poster? Okay. So he knew that you were coming up?
Yeah.
Okay. And when you land in Anchorage, what do you and your sister do?
Well, we were supposed to meet Zarrius at the police station.
Okay. You say you were supposed to. What happened?
He didn't come.
Okay. Did you two go to the police station on your own?
Yes.
Okay. Did Zarrius give you a reason for not coming to the police station?
He couldn't find his driver's license, so he couldn't meet us at the police station.
Okay. And when you got to the police station, what did you do?
Waited to get the detective's name for the case.
Okay. Were you ultimately later that day connected with Detective Troy Clark, who's sitting here with us today? Okay. And
We're just about out of time. Is this a good stopping point, or?
Pretty close, Judge. A couple more questions. Before I get to your discussion with Detective Clark, throughout this time when Zarrius is telling you what has happened, how would you describe his demeanor?
It was weird.
Okay. Explain.
Just very paranoid. Very paranoid and very rigid. Like, he kept making excuses on why he couldn't meet with us to do things like hang up posters or, like, go to the police station, or when we went searching, he was really didn't want his sister out of his sight, and when we separated from him, he was calling and texting, where are you guys at, what are you guys doing, repeatedly. and just really uncomfortable.
Okay. And we'll talk more about that search tomorrow. Thank you for your time this afternoon.
All right, thank you. You can sit down. We're done for the day. Tomorrow morning at 8:30, if you could be back in the same process, you'll come up, we'll let you in. Please do not, as you understand, there's media here, there's likely to be media coverage. Do not look at any of the coverage. Do not seek it out. Please do not discuss the case. And we'll see you folks back here tomorrow morning at 8:30. Thank you. Please be seated. Anything to take up?
Just some housekeeping on the order and regulation of exhibits. What I'd like to do is the exhibits that have been admitted, I'll obviously leave with Madam Clerk, and I will tomorrow provide a binder with clear sheaths that I can put those photographic exhibits in. And then as far as the audio exhibits, is it sufficient if I provide those all on one thumb drive for the court?
I believe so.
As long as they're labeled
Is there any
exhibit
problem with that?
With
Them providing the audio on one thumb drive rather than a thumb drive for each of the exhibits?
that's fine.
Okay. The other thing I've taken to doing in the last few years is just putting all of the exhibits on that thumb drive without the title, the name of them should only be exhibits 15 through 25 or whatever. That way the jury sees kind of exactly what was projected. They'll have the photocopy, but also a digital copy as well. I think that prevents a lot of questions. It lets them see what's really there, and as long as the names are truly just the exhibit numbers.
All right, no issue with
okay?
that.
Yeah, it's fine, as
Okay.
long as it just says exhibit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Okay.
not the,
Right.
Yep.
I want to reiterate my prior ruling asking that, or ordering that they hand over the interview from their investigator, that's not to be used in your direct.
As far as I saw, there was nothing new in there.
Are there have you provided both the witness order and any proposed exhibits for tomorrow to defense at this point?
Not yet.
All right. To the extent that there will be any issues over those exhibits, my preference would be to deal with those when we don't have the jury here. Sometimes it's unavoidable. I understand if defense is just getting them right prior to them being published or being introduced, they don't have much opportunity to object. In terms of the photographs, we've gone over some of those photos. We've talked about limitations around, we haven't talked about autopsy yet, but if the state can provide what of those photos they intend to introduce so that we can have that conversation prior to
I can do
them
that
being
right now.
produced. So, okay.
Yeah, I picked 2 autopsy photos, Judge.
Okay. Have you seen those, Ms.
No.
Brewster?
no.
Okay.
And it too is probably not, in the context of things,
Right.
I think our bigger objection is, again, the photos that show Mrs. Hildabrand deceased in the storm drain, uncovered.
I thought we had agreed to one, or that I had ruled that there was one photo that I was going to allow over your objection.
You let a couple in. It's not just one.
I think there was one with and I apologize to the family, we're going to have discussions that might be troubling, but one photo in which the body is still covered by hard to see if much of it is revealed at all, when it's covered by the bedding.
Right.
And then one after the bedding had been removed.
Right. Let me double check.
Your Honor,
We went through them up at the bench, and I have not changed them since then.
All right.
We're still objecting to those.
Right, and I had ruled on that. We cut some of them out, and so some of your objection I ruled in your favor, and some of it I left in. there was talk of a video. Now, I have not seen that, and I think you were going to object to that. You said of the extraction?
That's Ms. Hurley's witness, but yes, it's a short series of videos.
And have you seen those videos? I think when we talked about this, I had not yet seen them, and I don't know if you had.
I looked at it, I can tell the court we don't think, I don't know what their, what the value is in the context.
I think the only explanation I was given is that they're intended to show that the extraction, is what I'm calling it, was done in a manner that didn't inflict additional harm to the body.
Right, and
I have not watched them.
And in
I'm not
a way
going to
that-
make a decision on that until I actually watch them, but I wanted to be clear on what the objection, or what the state's position is and what your position is prior to me watching them.
they also show the way the body was extracted in an effort to preserve surrounding evidence, right? Like, it was a difficult process for the police to undergo. They actually had AFD come out and do it.
Have those videos been provided to Chambers?
Not to Chambers.
All right.
We
I'm going- Can you, so I can review those before, so we don't have to stop in the middle of trial and try to figure that out?
Why don't we put them on a thumb drive now and give them to Madam Clerk before we leave?
And you have them?
I'm sure you do, yes, I just.
And could I just take up one housekeeping matter? Would Your Honor be okay if I did a cord cover for the remainder of trial to prevent?
I would love that.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to double check.
Yeah, no, then I don't have to say each and every time, don't trip.
That would be the state's intention on that.
Yeah. Right, so you're going to provide Ms. Brewster and defense with a copy of your proposed exhibits for tomorrow? Or at least a listing of them?
You know, I don't think we actually have too many exhibits tomorrow, but yes. We're not getting the crime scene until an autopsy until next week. We have like civilians.
I just want to take care of as much of this stuff as we can ahead of time, so we're not dealing with objections to things that we could have dealt with ahead of time. So
Of course.
I'm just
So
seeing what we can deal with.
I will get her the autopsy photos. We went through the storm drain photos. Like, I can provide the crime scene photos, but if I don't think that there are specific objections to them. Like, she has all the photos in discovery.
I understand. I'm just trying to head off, if we can, deal with things ahead of time to the extent that we can. If we can't, we can't. Ms. Brewster, anything you're concerned about that you can see at this point?
I need to double check and see what the exhibits 18 and 19 are. I also need to, I have concerns about exhibit 16.
We're just looking at our exhibit list.
Yes, because
So I think you indicated that the exhibit list is helpful, but doesn't tell you exactly what it is that they're going to show. So it says text with Nadia Jones. I don't know how many texts there are. You folks know what.
Those are the texts that she wasn't coming into work.
In a group text and change of number.
I said I just need to double check.
That's fine.
And I think 16 was admitted in that there's a typo on it.
I don't think that I don't have it as having been offered or admitted.
So,
did I miss that?
I would need to double check what that is.
It's text between Zachary for
It's text between
the Victor, Soraya, and Zachary for her.
and he's going to testify tomorrow. Like, the exhibit list is shorthand so that the court has a record of what they are.
It's never, yes, it's a shorthand, and it always is, and that's understandable. I understand that.
So I don't see a lot of objections just from what the words on the paper are. Most of it seems to be statements of Mr. Hildabrand or photos of stuff.
So this is just 2 pages, like we have, I think I'm up to 10.
Oh, I'm certain we'll have lots of exhibits. What I'm asking is, if possible, to the extent that in the morning, before we bring the jury in, if we have things that we know we need to discuss, if you in preparation see some things, you're like, hey, I got a problem with this, let's have those discussions to the extent that we can outside of the presence of the jury. Now, there's always issues of foundation, and you're not getting it in the correct way, and there might be an objection there. We don't necessarily know how that's going to happen until it happens. But to to the extent that we can foresee problems, we can try to address them ahead of time. You'll get a better ruling from me, and the trial will go smoother. Does that make sense?
Understood, Judge.
Yeah.
Well, like, we really didn't have a lot today we thought was gonna be objectionable.
I'm not pointing fingers at anyone. I really am not. I'm trying to figure out a way to make this move smoother. That's
I'm
all.
happy to provide exhibits before we admit them.
Anything else?
Just when I finish putting these videos on the thumb drive, can I just hand them, Madam Clerk?
Yeah.
Thank you.
If I can approach, I'll show the court the autopsy photos now, and you can make a ruling.
Have you seen, you want to come up with this?
I'm gonna just, these are through Dr. Gallagher.
Ms. Dunlop has shown me her proposed exhibits, that she intends to admit to Dr. Gallagher as far as the autopsy photos are concerned. For the record, and it's a strange record, in light of the court's ruling allowing the photos that we have objected to, we're objecting to them. Because,
To the autopsy photos?
yes, because,
Can I see what they are? But I guess, I don't think I've ever done a murder case where they've limited it to 3 autopsy photos, but we'll see what they are and what the... I've certainly limited autopsy photos and said, no, don't need it.
So I don't have them numbered, but the first is a picture of the entrance and what these are likely, according to Dr. Gallagher, partial exit wounds.
Okay.
This photo is to show why he believes those to be partial exit wounds, because the bullet goes through and comes out, and the fragments were recovered in the scalp.
Okay.
And then that's the X-ray to
X-ray.
show the fragments in the scalp, and then those are copies of the fragments, or pictures of fragments after being removed.
You're not objecting to the fragments themselves, the photos of that. So the 3 photos, one of them being an X-ray, and then the other, the photo of the wound, and then with the peel back. What is the objection?
in light of the court's previous ruling about the photos from the storm drain being admitted, our position as defense is that the cumulative effect of the grotesque nature of these pictures is,
Prejudicial.
yes, thank you. Prejudicial, thank you.
More
Under
prejudicial and
430.
probative. And I think what, unfortunately, and I am sensitive to this, and I do often limit the number of photos that are allowed from an autopsy, and I often push back pretty hard against the state when they propose a bunch of photos. These 3 photos, the explanation that was given, they're taken in such a way that they really focus on exactly what the question is that the state is trying to demonstrate or answer, I should say. And it's limited to 3. The X-ray of the skull and the head is not particularly gruesome. It's an X-ray. It shows that there's a hole that's obvious. If I understand, and I don't know, it sounds like defense may be that this was a suicide. And so there's going to be, well, that your client didn't pull the trigger, and that if it's possible, I don't know what your defense is going to be, but if that's where this is going, that this is somehow a self-inflicted injury, I would imagine that the photographs also may speak to that.
That photo does show the stippling pattern, the first one. And depending on the cross-examination or whatever evidence they bring in, I may ask to expand, but at least in my direct, that's what I'm
Right.
planning.
Right. So the 3 that I was shown at this point over the objection of defense, I will allow, and right. Anything else?
I have the videos from the storm drain that
Okay.
Ms. Hurley intends to introduce.
And if defense has a copy or a thumb drive, I'm happy to put them on theirs as well.
Okay, thank you. Right. I'm not going to watch these right now while we're on record.
No, that's fine.
We all have other hearings going on today and other things going on, so we can be back here at 8:30 tomorrow?
Yeah, we wouldn't get to those until
Oh, that was what I
next
was,
week.
sorry.
Sure.
I was here about 8:05. I liked getting here early because you're on the sixth floor. I went out by jurors. I don't like the stairs. And so I don't know what time the court intends on unlocking the courtroom.
If you come early and the courtroom's locked, just buzz and we'll let you in.
Okay,
You just buzz my buzzer and we'll let you in.
thank you.
And I don't have any problem. We're not, I might be in and out just getting set up myself, but we won't have any conversation about the case at that. Probably talk about other things.
I found headphones right now, just so it's clear.
Anything else?
No,
No?
Judge.
All right, thank you all. We're off record.
I'll put that on right now. I'm not gonna click on anything.
I don't know what it is.
I'm not gonna click on anything. I know what my flash drives in my bag can be, so I'm not clicking on anything in yours.
I'm sure it's some other thing
That's what I'm afraid of, though.
that I got from the state.
Oh, okay. I mean, I still don't wanna look at them. Oh, it's so bright.
We are.
Is it?
No.